basically we all want to be acknowledged by other people to feel important, self-important. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel YouTube. So I think I'm gonna continue book review of how to win friends and influence people. Just finished listening to entire audiobooks. There were 8 discs, and I just finished taking notes and everything. And then usually when I listen to audiobook, I usually listen to it like multiple times to kind of let those concepts and principles and philosophies sink in. So I've done that. For example, today I was listening to chapter 8, 9, 12, 3 times while working at the office. But since I did, since I've already done 2 videos of me reviewing book, let's continue with the where I left off last time. So last time was basically how to influence people is to talk in terms of what other people want. So I talked about how can I tie up what I want with what they want. That's where I left off last time. So after that, next chapter was how to make people like you. How to make people like you. It's about how to make a good first impression. And then Dale Carnegie basically talks about giving a sincere compliments. By sincere, it's not superficial. By sincere, if you give like a specific compliments to somebody else, more specific compliments you give to other people, then more sincere it becomes, as opposed to some general flattery you give to other person. And he talks about action speaks louder than words, and smile is one of them, and dogs, babies always smile, and that's the reason why they attract people. That actually makes sense because dogs and babies are giving kind of a unconditional love to people, so everybody loves them, right? Everybody loves them. Dogs, they're super social creature, as opposed to cat is a little more lone wolf, kind of introverted creature. Whereas dogs, they come up to you, they lick your face, and they're super friendly and nice. So again, tying up to this chapter's point, how to make people like you is about, thinking about what other people want. And stop thinking about what I want, but start thinking about that guy's desire, wishes, wants. Alright? And he also mentioned about, commentary about happiness. It's pretty interesting that he said happiness doesn't depend on outward condition, but inward condition. What that means is that imagine like 2 people having exact same amount of money and having the exact same job, having exact same environment, like in a house, car, properties. With those external outward conditions constant, would you say those two people experiencing the same amount of degree of happiness? Are they happy at the same level? Then the obvious answer is no, because even if external conditions are the same, constant, inward condition, their mental state, the emotional well-being might be different, yes, right? So that's the reason why it says happiness depends on inward condition. It's not what you have or where you live, but it's what do you think about your life, you know? So he says, two people doing the same thing, same reputation, same money, but on a different mental attitude, they're gonna experience the two different worlds. Their subjective world that they live in is quite different. And that's why I think he says you can be as happy as your minds make you happy. So it's basically we are dictated by how our mind thinks we are happy. We are dictated by our emotion. We could be dictated by, how we think is happiness, how we think is rich life. It's pretty true, As a minimalist myself, I don't really need much money to feel affluent or good or enough or rich. For me to feel rich, I need really small amount of money, just enough to pay rent, food, and then go to some restaurants, travel to a few countries. I don't need $1 million to feel rich and affluent, right? But to some, $1 million is not enough. Maybe they need a few $1 million to buy yacht, expensive cars, house, private jet. So your definition of rich might vary. Next, so it's interesting that I started practicing this principle to smile. He says a smile is like a sun breaking through clouds and telling you guys that all is not hopeless. Smile is a messenger of goodwill. When I heard that sentence, I was like, wow. He says also, it costs nothing but creates much. It costs nothing to smile, but creates so much, Because you're gonna never run out of a smile. It's kind of same as conscience. So I started smiling a little more. I was paying conscious effort to smile when I walked past some coworkers at the office, at the gym. So I'm already kind of executing the principle in a daily life. Try to give some positive energy to somebody, right? Because it costs nothing. It's good. It's good that I'm already putting it into practice. Next, disc 4. Remember their names. Principle 3. Person's name is the sweetest and most important sound to them. So people like their name. So it's the sweetest thing in their own world. So that's that. Principle 4. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. It's like people like to talk about themselves, right? So let them talk about it. Make them feel good. He says, ability to listen is a rare trait. And this is really interesting. He really hypes up the importance of listening by saying attention you give to somebody who is talking, the attention for listening is basically appreciation of what other people have to say. It's kind of appreciating what other people have to say. And people who talk only about themselves are people who think only of themselves. They are hopelessly uneducated. Be attentive listener. To be interesting, to be interested. So it's kind of the same principle. If you want to be interested by other people, you need to first appreciate what other people have to say by being interested. It's kind of two-way communication, right? You don't want to listen to somebody who talks about his life, but doesn't listen, right? If you know that this guy or this girl has no interest in me talking, you lose interest in him or her instantly, because you know he's just there to talk about himself or his life. Chapter 5. How to interest people is to talk in terms of other person's interests. So it's kind of the same like listening to what other people have to say. By just listening, you're gonna interest other people into you. So that's that. To do that, he says to find out what he's interested and get him warmed up. It's kind of like a small talk, like icebreaker in the beginning of the interview. People start chatting up small stuff like oh, how's your day going? Like just small stuff like a hobby or what interests applicants, and then from there you get them interested, warmed up, and then you jump onto the actual bread and butter of the actual core interview. Chapter 6. Make other people feel important. How to make people like you instantly. How to do that? He says, always make others feel important. The desire to be important is deepest urge of human nature. Craving to be appreciated, this urge differentiates animals responsible for civilization. So I guess this is really important. Like it's kind of, you can say it in different words. You can say appreciation, the need for appreciation, or could be phrased as a validation, seeking a validation or acknowledgement. Basically, we all want to be acknowledged by other people to feel important, self-importance. So we generally seek a validation from other people, right? External validation or emotional validation. When we have some issues or had some arguments, we like to talk about that stuff, like let that out from your mind and talk to your friends or family, right? You wanted to talk about it. You want to talk about it because you just need. Sometimes you feel you just need to let that out. It's called emotional validation. After that, just for the sake of talking, and after talking, like you're like so satisfied. I'm so glad I was able to talk that. So that's emotional validation. Other stuff is external, logical validation. Logical validation is when you talk about stuff, some thoughts, your idea, your vision. You want to be right. And you want your logic or your thoughts, your ideas validated. And so in some ways, people want to be validated, feel important. You want approval from those. You want approval from those coming in contact in your life, like at work, at school, class, and recognition of your true worth. You feel important in your world, and you want friends to praise you, and everybody wants that. And I guess it's really important to understand, like basic human nature, that this principle kind of guides people through. Like this is how people operate, no matter where you go, like a company or school or club or social circle, friends, no matter where you go, sports event, this basic human psychology or human principles, like life principle, if you will, governs our human behaviors. All right, so I think I can stop here. This is only like up to disc 4. I have 3 more discs to go to review, but I think the takeaway from this video is that basically to understand and influence people, we need to understand what we want. So there are some common attributes that all of us human beings inherit from the past, few thousand years of evolution, and we share some commonality in our behaviors, the way we think, because we are social creature. We live in society. We interact with friends, teacher, family. We share some of the stuff by basically going through like everybody goes through a period where even if they have different upbringings, they go to different school, they learn different languages, different religion, different country, city, culture, but still like certain common basic human principles apply, and which is about craving for appreciation or seeking validation, and people want to feel important. And when you want to make other people get interested in you, or when you want to make a good first impression, then even if it's kind of far-fetched from it doesn't feel like giving validation or giving appreciation, it's gonna make other people like you. But still, when two persons are talking, right, like strangers, could be co-workers, fundamentally all they crave, that the reason why they do what they do, they want to, they strive to produce really excellent work. They are training hard, they are working out hard, they are training for basketball really hard. One of the reasons why people are driven for excellence is to feel recognized, to feel acknowledged, to feel important, to feel enough. So once you understand that, it becomes, I guess, easier to put yourself into other people's shoes, because people are craving for praise, and not like superficial flattery kind of praise, but sincere praise. But to do that, you can smile. Smile is free, it costs nothing, and also listening is really important, he said. So I guess I'm gonna practice this. Listening. Basically giving other people attention by listening, but shut your mouth up, and then basically telling other people that, okay, I'm listening because your words, what you have to say is important to me. And that's basically the kind of message that you're communicating. It's a sub-communication message by just listening. So that's that. I guess it's pretty action-wise. It could be super simple. It seems like pretty simple just to listen and smile. But underneath the food, what is happening is understanding human principles, psychology, behaviors, and understanding how people operate in this world, like a social creature. So that was pretty good. I've already been practicing smiling, or like just a little bit of eye contact. Try to be friendly, and also try to listen. Even if I wanted to interrupt other people, I try to to be quiet, just be patient. Even if I know that other people saying might be wrong or might be not correct, I still listen. Let them satisfy their needs or desire to feel good or correct, and that's what I've been doing. I'll let you guys know how it goes, but I think we need to be good at dealing with people, because as this guy Dale Carnegie says, it's not that technical skills that pay you the most, it's the human skills. Be able to navigate through so many human related issues, and that's more valuable in real world like job or a business or friendships. So I'm getting lots of values from this book. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna keep continuing with reviewing this book, the rest of the book, So hope you got some of the nuggets, golden nuggets from my review. It was quite half-ass review while eating ice cream, but hope you guys enjoyed it. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video, alright? Happy Tuesday. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.